Hi, and welcome to today's episode of Jesse's Spec YouTube channel. As you can see, behind me is the MR2. So today I'm going to go into details showing you what is the difference if you actually change the wheel size and what are the influences on the handling of the car. And I will also show you a few factual things with this kit that you can see right here. So I just received my Proform scale kit. Here you can see with all the scales and everything. Now, so let's get started.
Welcome to this episode. I thought it would be interesting just to show you what it actually implies when you need to change wheels and what it actually means to get tires fitted and balance out these wheels. So as you can see, these are absolutely beautiful Wedssport TC105X's in 15 by 7 inch. I'm very grateful and thankful to Wedssport Japan for sponsoring not only the 4 rears that I have in 16, but also the 2 fronts. They gave me really an unbelievable discount on it, so I want to thank them very much for this. So let's get started by installing now the valve. I decided to go down an inch because I wanted to actually reduce unsprung masses. So my previous wheel was 16 by 7, it was 5.5 kilos, and I managed to go down to the 15 inch, which is exactly 5 kilos, which is absolutely incredibly light. Do your research on internet, you will see it's really one of the lightest wheels out there. Now I'm gonna start mounting the tire. Always put soap onto the tires. I'm not a big fan of the other products, so make sure to put in abundance enough of this soap to make the installation easier. I've decided to use the Yokohama AD08R, which is the new European version one. So as you can see here, I'm setting up the machine. This is really a crucial point where you really have to be careful to do it right, because otherwise you will scratch your wheel. Little tip there. I like to put also some soap onto the rim, so when I'm gonna be inflating it, it actually will pop easier. Important little tip here, the yellow point is where the valve should be, so try to align it as good as possible before installing the wheel. It will make your life easier, as you are about to see in a couple of minutes. Another key element here, as you can see with the third arm, I've made the tire slide underneath the hump of the rim, which actually allows you to install the tire. If you do not do this, you might very likely destroy the tire, so make sure to do that correctly. Once the hump is passed, you just need to mount the tire. Here you're about to see what happens when you didn't get the yellow dot perfectly and you want to adjust it while the wheel is still mounted. As you can see, it looks ridiculous, so avoid the hassle by doing it right away. Inflation time. I like to inflate the tire in this manner by taking it out, so just the air comes out. As you see, the wheel is about to pop. Boom. My reaction time is really slow. But anyway, this is what you do in order to inflate it. And now let's put in the valve and then adjust tire pressure to the final specs. As a base pressure, I usually do what Toyota recommends, that is written in the door, for example. I think it's 1.8 bar, so that's what I decided to go with for street usage.
Damn!
Alright, let's get back to business. Now, let's get to the point where we're going to be balancing the wheels. Always take the sticker off, and the basic setting you have to do on these machines is check how wide the wheel is, and with this tool you can check this and adjust the width. Then you can start running the machine, and it will calculate how much balancing is needed with little pieces of lead or weights, so to speak. And now I'm going to show you just the result I got. So I'm pretty chuffed. 0 grams and 5 grams on the right side from our perspective here, which means the yellow dot on the tire was well aligned to the valve, so that shows that just one little square and the balancing will be perfect to 0. Let's take a look. And that is spot on 0, 0. That's what we're looking for. All right, let's do a side-by-side check. So this is the 15-inch, the new one. Yes, the rotating side is wrong. It will go on the left side of the car. But this is just to compare. The front one that is now a 16-inch will be replaced by the one you see on the left here. It will go on the other side of the car. Don't worry, to all the haters.
Alright, so here we have a front wheel, 15-inch in 15 by 7, and here we have a rear wheel, which is 16 by 7, and we have the tire widths. Also here we have 215 on this one, and we have 195 on this one. So we know that the wheel in itself is 5 kilos in the 15-inch, which is pretty damn light, and we have 5.5 for the 16-inch. So as you can see visually, there isn't much difference between them. However, let's check the difference in weight. So again, with our corner balancing scales, let's do this. So we have this one, 15-inch, and this one, the 16-inch. Let's compare it. So as you can see, so here we have the 16-inch, which is 14 kilos with the tire. So we can see that the tire is actually very heavy, and here we see 13 kilos. So in the end, as you can see, we saved half a kilo on the rim weight and half a kilo on the tire weight. So this is actually very interesting, because this is something I never actually checked. So this is an interesting fact. We gained half a kilo on the tire and half a kilo on the rim, which makes us actually gain 1 kilo per corner compared to the previous setup. So that is actually awesome. So we shaved off 2 kilos just with rims and tires. difference from before. I do feel though that when I accelerate, there's a slightly stronger pickup when I'm driving and accelerating, but it's maybe only an impression, so it's pretty hard to tell, to be honest. But in any case, yeah, I'll be trying a twisty road right now, and I'll give you some feedback in a few seconds. Same experience with the AD08R S's, the new European norm Yokohama Advan tires. That they would squeal much easier than the AD08Rs, the regular ones. So I think that now that I've a little bit broken them in and driven around a little bit, I feel that there's definitely less squealing going on. So I've just gotten back from driving around testing the tires. I'll give you a feedback right now. Say hi to my daughter. So just to close up this video, so I've changed the front wheels. I've put 15-inch instead of 16. I've put 205 tires instead of 215. And instead of a square setup, so now I have a staggered and also inch up setup front and rear. And I've removed rear spacers of 5 mm that I had previously. And to be honest, the car feels pretty similar as before. I would have to give a little bit more testing and try it out. Between the AD08R S's and the R's, I didn't feel much difference either for the moment. I would have to try them on circuit. The only difference I could really tell is the new tires really squeal really quickly compared to the previous ones I've had, but that probably is going to disappear with time, so I'll give you more feedback on that. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and peace. See ya.